Well, welcome to the commentary mini for this video here. Rather than be super wordy with a whole bunch of title cards, I decided just to do some audio recording. That'll save me a little bit of typing and some editing time, and it will also allow me to use the microphone that I paid for a long time ago, so take that. This is July 17, 2017, driving my Viper, of course, at Watkins Glen International in New York. I'm running stock 295/30 18s Pirelli P0 courses in the front and 355/30 19s in the rear. All of this video and all this session here is using my OnePlus 5 Android powered phone and Harry's Lap Timer app. This is the Grand Prix edition, which I'm pretty sure I paid like $25 for. Works pretty well. All of the data that you can see on the screen is overlaid by Harry's. It will record the video and more or less based on GPS track your laps and sort of add up the times. You can download individual laps with the overlay, or just like this is the entire session. Run into a little bit of problem trying to download an entire session. The app has a bad tendency of freezing and crashing, so I may be kind of fortunate that I got this out on its own. Again, this is using all of the data just from the phone itself, the GPS. I've got a OBD2 dongle plugged into the Viper, but I did not have that paired at the time. So ideally with that data, you should have a much more accurate, speedometer and G-forces that the car is reading instead of what the phone is reading. But the phone is just mounted to the windshield using a RAM mount that I bought from Amazon. It's all one static shot. As boring as that is, when you are the videographer and the participant at some of these events, every time you add an additional camera, that doubles the amount of editing time that you have to deal with later. And hey, this is from July and it's already 2018 and I haven't done anything with it because I don't have the aptitude, so I just kind of felt like doing something tonight. So that's why it's all in one shot. I apologize for this being so boring. Obviously, as with anything, it's much more entertaining if you're there than if you're watching it. At the end of this video, I'll throw on just a list of all the lap times I run. They're going to be super all over the place, and it's not like I'm going for any records. I'm just trying to get the lay of the land, and you know what? I'm having fun. You don't need to be in attack mode all the time. Everybody knows a hot lap is the most entertaining thing to see, but when it's you and you drove the car there and you're driving the car home, there's no gain to be had by doing anything stupid. You just want to be safe and get home and have a good time. So it's fine to that. So we're not looking to break any records here. And similar to this video, I'm in the intermediate run group at this point. I'm driving by myself. I'd done a few sessions with an instructor, and they signed off on me going alone, which I highly recommend you do, because it's good to be on any track and get a more experienced person in there to give you a few tips on what to do. I highly recommend it regardless of your skill level. You'll see me pass a whole lot of cars during this session, but you know what? That doesn't mean anything. I pass a lot of cars that are faster than me, and I pass a lot of cars that are slower than me. I brought a really high-powered car to this, so you cannot judge my speed on driver skill. There's a lot of people out there who have underpowered vehicles that are way better than me. You don't know what everybody's doing, so just because I pass people does not mean my car's faster. There's a lot of people in my run group that you just didn't see all day long because they're running just as fast or even faster, but in a 20-minute run session you just didn't have time to overlap. So I'll be quiet now, maybe put on a little bit of music. The audio is directly from the cell phone camera microphone, and it's kind of in and out. It's not consistent, but I'll just sort of leave it alone. I'm not going to do much. I'll throw in some music in the background, but otherwise you can just sort of listen to it. So thanks for tuning in, and if you feel like sitting through all 26 minutes, that's awesome. So if you're about to head to the track, I highly recommend watching someone else's track videos like this. It'll really help you get your bearings on the place. Or driving in iRacing, driving in Gran Turismo, try to do a little bit of practice before you get out there. At least, you never know, it could save your life. So, alright, take care. Thanks for watching. Alright, so did you catch the checkered flag there? Hopefully I pointed it out clear enough. There's only a couple places on track where they actually wave the checkered flag. They don't do it at every single flag station. They're kind of all over the track. So they just let you know, hey, and you should be sort of paying attention to that, hey, in about 20 minutes is what your session is supposed to be like. One of those is going to come out. And then after that, you're going to coast in. You do not get a cool down lap. Whenever you see it, you're going to be pulling into the pits on the next available opportunity. So you just like now, just kind of coast it down. But of course, Harry's lap timer doesn't know that, so it's just going to keep on timing. So spoiler alert, you're going to watch, it's supposed to switch laps at the start finish line, but since you pull into the pits prior to the finish line and never actually cross that point, Harry's, I guess it's not programmed or whatever, it doesn't know that you've pulled into the pits, so it just continues to time. So you don't actually push run or stop on the video. That's one of the good things and the bad things about Harry's, is that you'll notice my lap times start on lap 2 is because lap 1, when you pull out, you haven't officially crossed the start finish line, because when you pull out of the pits, you're past it already. So then that whole first lap, which is, I mean, it's theoretically a warm-up lap anyway, you're not gonna to post your flying lap when you just pulled out of the pits. So that first lap is more or less disregarded. So it's lap 1, but really your second lap, which is why I start with lap 2, starts when you cross the start finish line at flying speed the first time. So the other half of this is, hey, just like you can see before you, we're pulling in and we have not crossed the start finish line, so Harry's is continuing to record. So otherwise, without you manually stopping it, you're going to watch it record me all the way back to the pits to where I officially shut off the lap timer. It just doesn't know otherwise. So sometimes it doesn't record the most accurate lap, because for some reason it doesn't catch that you passed the start finish point. So some of the laps that are recorded, it's a double lap, so you'll end up with a 4.5 minute lap when it's like, no, that's not true. I had 2 laps inside that, but Harry's didn't catch it. Maybe that would help in accuracy if I had the USB dongle hooked up. I'm not really sure. It's something that for 2018 on the upcoming track days, I'm definitely going to want to check out. But as for right now, it did not catch it. So you get to see the whole session just sort of driving through the pits and then going back to the garage where I'd parked. So again, thanks for watching. Here comes the lap timer list, and we'll see you next time.